Okay, now it's part 2. I'm going to show you some of the tools that the beekeeper uses. First of all is the smoker, which I use not a lot, but just sometimes when the bees are a little cranky, because that calms them down and moves them away so I can work on the frames without hurting the bees and without bothering them. Here is my bee suit, which I will put on very soon to open up the hive. It completely covers me. There's a mesh face that allows me to see the bees and to work. It's very comfortable and the bees cannot sting me through that. I have my beekeeper gloves, which also protect me from stings, and their hands are covered in honey and wax. And the bees love the smell of these, so the bees love me when I wear my gloves. And I don't have it on me now, but it's a little hive tool, a little metal scraper that I use to open up the hives and to check all the bees, to scrape off any wax that is building up, and just to keep the hive in very clean shape and easy for the bees to move around within that. And while we're here, I'll just show you. So this is honey. It's from last year, so it is solid honey. Natural honey always becomes solid when it's left, so you may heat this very gently in water until it melts, and then you can put it on your toast and on your bread, or some people love it when it's hard like this as well. So natural honey always turns hard. That's different than the honey that you may buy in the store, which has been treated so that it stays liquid. But it's also been heated so you don't get quite all of the goodness that you do in natural honey. And bees also make wax. So what I've done here is I've made a candle out of this wax. And the wax smells so beautiful. It smells a little bit like honey, but the wax has its own smell. And it is so nice to work with. You can make many things with beeswax. You can make a coating for wood, so it keeps the wood nice and moist. It gives a beautiful finish, it makes it shine, and it smells nice too. You can make lip balm out of beeswax to make your lips feel good if they're dry. Skin creams can be made out of it. It's just such a lovely natural product. I have my camera set up right on the beehive, and it's just amazing watching the bees working around here, pulling in their little bags of pollen on their hind legs. I'm just watching them now, and they are just something to watch. They are so beautiful. So those are some of the tools that I use as a beekeeper. I'm not sure if I introduced myself, but I am Beekeeper Tim, and my bees are very close to Elk Island Park, National Park, not too far from Sherwood Park, about a 10-minute drive away. I live in Sherwood Park and come out here with my bees because there are so many flowers that the bees can find out here. There's a lot of wetlands. The bees need water to make honey, so they have lots of flowing water that they can go to and drink and bring back into their hives. And it's just a beautiful area. And also out here, there are very few crop sprays, so the bees are not hurt by any insect sprays or any other types of sprays that might go on crops. Okay, so what I'll do now is I will just get into my bee suit. I'll show you what that's like. A lot of beekeepers don't use bee suits this time of year because the bees are just busy collecting pollen, but I wear it just in case because the bee stings do hurt. They hurt each time they sting you, and then I don't have to worry about being stung myself. So let me put it on right now. I'll just move my chair out of the way. And here I am putting on my bee suit. Put both legs in, and it's like a big coveralls, kind of like maybe your mom or your dad work if they work on a plant. where you have to wear coveralls. So zip up. Lots of fasteners here to keep the bees out. The bees love to go towards your face, so it's really important to zip up all of those pieces. And I'm also zipping up around my ankles so they don't climb up your legs, because the bees love little holes that they can climb up into. And the last part is I put the head covering on and I zip all of these up. There are kid-sized bee suits too, so children your age have been at beehives and they've looked at them and maybe helped out their parents a bit or their grandpa. I became interested in bees through my grandfather many years ago, where I would help him extract honey, and I was fascinated with it. The bees are just so nice, and they pollinate the crops. When I say by pollinate, plants there needs to be pollen moved from one plant to another so that seeds are produced. And bees are so important, and other pollinators, to make the food that we eat. About one of every 3 bites of food that you have is due to pollinators like honeybees. So bees are extremely important for all of us. They make delicious honey, but they also make sure that we have other food that we can eat. Okay, so I will just stop the recording now. This is the second section, and now we will move into looking into the hives. And I will talk to you about the different types of bees. There are 3 types of bees. Many of you may know them, but the main bees, they're worker bees, are all females, they're girls. The one queen bee is also a girl, and she runs the show. She lays the eggs for the baby bees, and then the drones are the boys. And the drones, their job is to mate the queen, to fertilize the queen, so in order to have new baby bees. Okay, so now we will move and we will open up the hive. So I'll turn off the video now.